Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's a full tarot love read, full Celtic cross spread for you. I've made 3 readings: the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Each one of them has got a deeper dive. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So if you find that it is your story or could be your story, you might want to get that. For more information, in that extended reading, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from the Celtic cross spread. I'm also going to get cards out from all of these romance decks that I've got on these shelves here as well for further clarity on all of that. So if you're interested in those deeper dives, as you're watching these readings, toward the end of each one of them, I'll pop a link for that deeper dive up there, and you can find that in the description box and in the comments below as well. That's where you can also find your timestamps as well to jump ahead to your reading. So all you need to do now is take your pick. Which one do you want? Would you like the crystal? This is an aquamarine. Isn't it gorgeous? Would you like the flower? Or the shell? I've got a new shell. Looks like a mouth, doesn't it? Take a pick now. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well as you're watching it. Love to hear from you guys, and it really helps my channel out as well. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell if you want to hear more from me as well. Enjoy your reading, and I will see you in there. So if you chose the Crystal and the Light Seers Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's do your full Celtic Cross love spread. Crystals. So find out what's going on in your love life. As usual, crystals, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with this. So if you find that this is your story, could be your story, you might want to get that. In the extended reading, in the deeper dive, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this spread. I'm also going to get all of the romance cards, the extra cards that I've got out here as well for you to go into more detail on all of that. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for that up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's find out what this reading is all about for you guys. Crystals. Oh, it's about heartbreak. Crystals, so sorry to hear that. You're heartbroken about something. Oh no. What happened, crystals? Let me know in the comments below. Something is breaking your heart here. So what's crossing crystals in this situation? What isn't helping here? What is, not aiding crystals right now in this heartbreak situation? The devil. Well, negativity. This could be about your own negativity. You might be looking at a situation in a negative light here, but this could also be, the devil energy. This could be someone who just wasn't good enough for you, that wasn't doing right by you. Someone that has negative traits, red flags, showing them all over the place, and you maybe didn't pick up on that. Sometimes we can look at the devil because there are bad people. There are bad people, And sometimes we can look at this devil energy because we are such good people. We expect people to be like us, and we can look at someone like this and we can imagine that they're an angel. There's actually a card in this deck here that portrays just that. Someone being the devil, but they're imagining that they're this angel. And so you might not have been noticing bad behavior or red flags that were there. Someone could have been very, very, very manipulative as well here. Yeah, ouch. Anyway, it feels like a bad situation, this, crystals. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Yeah, I don't think it's negativity in you. I feel like you have been dealing with someone that doesn't have your best interests at heart, someone that's tried to manipulate you, someone that has had those red flags, but you didn't see it. That needs to be worked on. Hey, you still need to start noticing it. I mean, it's not your problem. It's not like a lesson from the universe. Crystals didn't know about these red flags, so let's teach them a lesson, says the universe. It's not like that at all. But there are bad people. There's a lot of bad people as well. There's a lot of narcissism, so much of it. It's been lauded and applauded in the world, in society, in many cultures. And so there's a lot of narcissists around. It's been working for them. There's a lot of negative energy. There's a lot of messed up people around that haven't healed themselves as well. There's a lot of bad people around, and we need to be aware of that, right? You need to kind of wise up to that and maybe not be so generous with the way that you look at people. On the face of it, 10 of Cups, you're happily ever after. Wow, is this someone, this very well could have been a narcissist, because if you thought that they, on the surface of it, they looked like you're happily ever after, your wish fulfillment, your heart was really happy with them, but they had this devil energy, so not someone that could give you that happily ever after, then very well could be a narcissist, because narcissists, what do? They love bomb. They make themselves out to be this perfect person for us at the start, and it's very confusing energy. We believe that, and then when they show the true colors, we don't believe that. We want them to get back to who they were. We always wish that they could get back to who they were, but it was all a front. It was all a manipulation in the first place. They're not really that person that was doing the love bombing. Well, they are the person that was doing the love bombing. They're not really the person that they were pretending to be as they were doing that love bombing. What's really behind the 10 of Cups? 10 of Wands. Right, the burden. The 10 of Wands is an ending. And it's an ending because you put those burdens down. You could have had an happily ever after with this person, but you wouldn't have been happy. It wouldn't have been happily ever after because you wouldn't have been happy. Way too much burden on you in this situation. So you would have been the one to have to do the work on this relationship. You would have been the one to have to sort it out all the time. They weren't willing to do that or able to do that. They were working against you. The red flags were working against you. Their negative behavior was working against you. So the burden would have been on you to make that work. Now that's too much to ask. You can make it work for a while, but then it'll exhaust you. You'll feel like you're drained in a relationship like that, or worse. And yeah, 10 of Wands. All the burden was on you in that relationship. It wasn't your happily ever after. Your happily ever after is someone that is going to love on you truly. And that's going to be a slow progression into that. It's not someone that's going to be instantly in love with you, love at first sight, and offering that up instantly. It's going to build up to it. That's a healthy way. Narcissists do it the other way around. They go in super, super fast. Now, that's unhealthy sign, and it's not a healthy sign in you as well, that you'd want to get into a relationship so fast too, and be telling someone that you love someone and receiving that from someone so fast and all of that. It's a red flag in you as well if you get into these relationships too fast. You see, because a healthy, balanced person is not going to say yes to that narcissist. Why? Because if someone wants to, they're going to be so wary of someone that wants to get into an insta relationship like that and be full on straight away. That isn't healthy. So the red flag warning signals will be going off in their mind. So you need to get yourself to that point where the red flag signals go off in your mind, instead of the fantasy, this is my happily ever after, this is my person, this is my twin flame, oh my god, it's instant, we've got this instant connection and it's all on. No, that's a red flag. That's not an instant connection. Your twin flame, your soulmate, the person that you'll be with, it's not going to be an instant connection like that. You might feel something at first, yes, but it's not going to be, oh well, let's move in together straight away, or let's, not an instant relationship like that. It will build slowly. What about your recent past energy? You have the 10 of Swords. Wow. 3 10s on the table now. Painful ending. Ouch. And it will be as well. With a narcissist, painful ending with a narcissist. Yes, it always will be. They get more toxic. Toxic people get more toxic when it ends. Like a tick, pulling a tick off. They inject the poison in. It gets worse before it gets better. They don't get better, but you will get better from it. So you've been through a painful ending. What's coming in your near future? What's coming in Crystal's near future? So good to be back. I'm so happy to be working and making videos again. If you didn't catch that, I had dental work, a lot of dental work. You might notice I still can't speak properly, but I had a lot of dental surgery done 3 weeks ago, and needed time to recover from that. It was full on. My face was blown up. Yeah, but I'm back. I'm so happy to be back. Oh, look at this. what the energy is that you've got coming in the near future, the Fool, a new journey, taking the leap of faith. So you're going to have to get into the love game again in your near future. But the Fool is not actually the best energy for this kind of a reading, because the Fool is the one that dives into it. The Magician has learned a little bit more, right, and can manifest what they want, but the Fool dives in. Wise men say only fools rush in. But I can't help falling in love with you. Well, if that's you, if that song is like, oh my God, I love that song, Claire. If that song is like your anthem, stop it. Listen to it. Only fools rush in. The Fool card, it appears to be good. Diving into something new, but it's foolish. It's foolish too. There's a better way of living life than this. Of just, like a teenager going blindly into something. You know better than that. You should know better than that. You can learn from what it is that you've been through here. There's something to learn. You're not just a victim to it. Sure, you've been victimized by it. They've done the wrong thing. Absolutely. They're a bad person. So something did happen to you. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is there is a way around this. There is something to learn. There is a way to avoid this next time. You haven't created it yourself. But these people are around, and there's a lot of them. And so you need to be wise to this and see kind of where you went wrong. What you were susceptible to. And it could just be this. You can't help but fall in love with people. And you need to stop it because it's not good for you. Fall in love with the good ones, yes, but stop going blindly in like that Fool. Okay, what else is this reading about? So it's about your broken heart. So broken-hearted, yes. What else is this reading about? Two of Wands. A decision of what to do. Right, so this is telling me that you now are unsure of how to choose for yourself, of what kind of relationship to take action on, who to say yes to, what it is that you want next, that kind of thing. You're really having trouble with that now. Why? Well, because you thought you chose right. You thought this was your happily ever after person. There was things about this person, probably because if they are that narcissistic kind of a personality, they will have listened to you, find out how you are, that kind of thing, and then they'll portray themselves to be exactly who you wanted them to be. And so there could have been a lot of confirmation in your mind that yes, they must be my person because we're both into this, and they're like this, and they can talk to me about that, and there was all these signs too. And like, even if they know you're into stuff like this, they will send you messages at 11:11 and stuff like that. It's 10:11, just as I said that. But they know how to manipulate. So the signs. So this is that energy here, the Two of Wands, of you really questioning yourself now of how to choose. Because you might have thought that it was your intuition telling you that this was the right person. Based on a feeling, and based on some evidence that appeared there, but evidence that came in too fast. So you need to be more wary of people, not so trusting of people. Trust yourself more. Don't let it lose trust in yourself. Let it lose trust in humanity, yes, because you've got to face up to it. We're not in a utopia here. By far the majority of people are not good people, are not healed, are not good people. And it's not about like bad or good, but we need to recognize that they're not good people, they're not going to do right by you, and not going to love you properly, and if they're unhealed, if they're not loving themselves first, there's hardly anybody, the percentage must be so low of people that have healed themselves, that are doing this work and that have healed themselves, and they're actually in a healthy place to love people and to even be a parent to people. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships here, I'm talking about any kind of relationship. And so you need to get better at recognizing those, being one of those that takes care of yourself better, loving yourself more, healing yourself more, but also recognizing who does that. So not trusting your feelings, because your heart's just going to go out to anyone. You've got this full kind of an energy, right? Your heart's going to go out to anyone. You find it easy to love even the worst of people. This isn't about who can you love. You're looking for someone that can love you. That's what this is about. You need to start looking for someone that can love you, right? And then recognizing the traits of someone that can love you. What does that look like? Well, it looks like someone that's done a hell of a lot of work on themselves, that have healed themselves, because we can only truly love another properly and cleanly when we've healed ourselves. We've done that self-love when we're loving ourselves. So what does it look like when someone's loving themselves? Well, they're taking good care of themselves, taking very good care of themselves, and they are slower to let people and things into their life. They are, because they protect themselves, and how else does it show? It shows in many ways. Once you do it yourself, you can notice it in other people. Not the people pleasers. They tend to have fewer friends because they're more particular about who they let in their lives. Anyone else? Put in the comments. What else are the signs? What have you learned to be the signs of someone that's loving themselves, that someone that's healthy to be in a relationship with? What are your fears? Your fears are that you will wait forever. Yeah, Three of Wands, just kind of waiting forever for this perfect person to come in. So this is a kind of a feeling like you're willing to get into a bad relationship and then make it work, take all the burden of it. You don't need to be willing to do that. You can't do that. You can't do the work of two people in a relationship. A relationship is two people. Two whole people coming together and deciding to have a relationship with each other. You can't make up for their shortcomings. You can't heal them. You can't fix them. You can't do that. Don't be willing to do that, because it's never going to work. That is never going to work. So you feel like you're going to be waiting forever. Your fear is that you'll wait forever for this perfect person. It's not that you're looking for a perfect person, and indeed you don't need to wait until you're completely 100% healed, because it's probably not going to happen either, right? You're not looking for a perfect person or waiting for that. You are loving yourself more, and then looking out with clear vision, not rose-tinted spectacles, looking at everyone that's out there and going, okay, well, the majority of these are unhealed people that are damaged and not fit, quite frankly, to be parents or for a relationship or even to be a friend of anyone. And it's a harsh truth. It is a harsh truth. But there are some people out there, and they are the minority, and you can go about finding them. And you might be looking in different places for them as well, because a lot of people that are into spiritual stuff tend to be the unhealed ones, the ones that can't, right? Not yet anyway, but at least they're going in the right direction. And you might have been looking in the pool of the people that are into the spiritual stuff, thinking that they're the healed ones, when they're not. They're on the way to healing. Just something to think about for some of you there. What are your hopes? So you're afraid that you're going to be waiting forever, but for this perfect person. What are your hopes? Five of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Well, the Five of Swords isn't a good card. That's chaos and confusion. Why would you be hoping for that? Chaos and confusion. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Knight of Cups. So you're hoping for the Knight of Cups, which I wouldn't hope for the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is someone that gives a lust offer or a romantic offer. It's not necessarily true love. It's the beginning stages. It's going into something. It's someone asking you out on a date. I get why you think that might lead to your happily ever after, but that's not truly what you're looking for. So just tapping into your energy here about your hopes. If you're focused and you're trying to manifest someone asking you out, you need to take it beyond that. Stop hoping for that. Stop looking at the preliminary stages of getting to know somebody, and instead start manifesting that happily ever after. Get focused on this happily ever after, not the asking out or the process of getting to know someone or the dating or anything like that. Get focused on the happily ever after instead, the bigger picture, the you being together with someone, the long-term stuff, not the way that you might think you get there. Because it might not happen like this. It might not happen with someone turning up with flowers and asking you out on a date. Why would you be hoping for chaos and confusion? I don't get that at all. Maybe for the end of chaos and confusion. it might be worth looking at getting a little bit deeper with your wishes here of what you're looking for. Start focusing on a long-term vision. You know, it's like I could have a vision, say, of my business. I could just be looking for the next book, right? I could just be looking for the next dollar or the next reading or whatever. Or instead, I could have a vision of my business helping many people and all of that. This kind of feels like you're focused on the next reading, the next dollar coming in, of how you might get there, rather than just if you focus on the business, on the relationship that you want, on the big thing at the end, like the full picture of it. You don't even need to focus on the other stuff. That will happen along the way, but you don't need to focus on that. You don't need to manifest every single step of the way. You just focus on the end game, the bigger picture. And so you might need to change those wishes there and get focused on that end game, that bigger picture. Well, let's get your outcome cards out. So what's the outcome here? I want to get more than one out. Ooh! See one of them. Okay, you got 4 cards out here. Oh, yay! And excellent. Okay, that tells a story. There's a progression here. Your outcome is a progression of how things are going to change. So if you're interested in seeing those and me getting more of these romance cards out for you to find out more details about this, I will also get some kind of a future thing this fall, get some more information about that, this energy that's coming in, something that you might dive into, just to get a little background there, maybe to prevent you from getting into the wrong thing again. We'll go into that. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below for that deeper dive. And yeah, let's get into it. It's an instant watch kind of a thing, that, and so once you purchase it, you will receive an email. Oh, you need to get your email address right. Type it in very carefully, otherwise you're not going to receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Check in those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. You click on that crystal on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. When you click on the picture of video, if it doesn't take you directly to a video, then just click, just open it on a different device and it will come in. I haven't done this for such a long time, I've forgotten what to say. So there you go. So if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, then I will see you in there very shortly. And don't forget to click on that like button down there and leave me a comment too. So I'll see you in the deeper dive if you're coming along. Bye. If you chose the flower and the tarot of mystical moments, then this one is for you. Let's do your full Celtic cross tarot spread, love spread. Find out what's going on in your love life, flowers. And as always, it's going to be a deeper dive to this, and in the deeper dive I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic cross reading, and I'm also going to pull out cards from all of these romance decks as well for more information on all of that. If there's some timings that I need to get out as well, we'll be going into that. What else? And if there's anything that needs clarifying in this reading too, I'll go into that too. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below too. So what's this reading all about? It's about the 9 of Cups. It's about your wishes and the 8 of Pentacles. It's about the work that you put into relationships and it becoming fruitful for you. It's what you're creating here toward your wishes in relationships. This feels like, flowers, you're taking like the helm. You're taking the initiative to create the kind of relationship that you want here. You might have got really clear on what it is that you want in a relationship, the kind of person that you want to be with, what your wishes are, kind of thing. And you might be actually taking steps, putting the work in to bring that about. It feels to me like you've had a plan of action. You know, when I was in this energy, this was kind of, I realized what my wishes were. Oh, I want to be with someone healthy, someone that has been doing the work, someone that takes great care of themselves. You know, someone that is maybe an entrepreneur, someone that is a go-getter. You know, all of the energy that I've got, I don't want to provide that within a relationship with someone else. I'm not really looking for someone that hasn't got that, so that I have to give that energy. I've been in relationships like that. I want someone that's got that energy too, so someone that I can come together with and then grow that. And it feels And then I put the work in it, they put the work in it, and then it grows from there. It feels like that's what this is about for you as well, is you've got to this place of actually realizing what it is that you want, what will actually fulfill you, what will fill your cups up, what will, what floats your boat, what makes you happy, what will actually make you happy. Maybe because you've been through a lot of relationships that haven't made you truly happy, and you've got really clear on it now. So that when you put the work into it, or the work that you're putting into that now, it's going to be fruitful, it's going to actually bring that transformation about. So you might have had relationships with people where you've put a lot of work into that relationship, like relationship skills, that kind of thing, communicating in a relationship, negotiating within that relationship, being supportive and all that kind of thing, but you haven't actually been getting back your wishes fulfilled. And you kind of learn from that. It's like, I deserve someone like me that is going to put that work in as well. And then we both get our wishes fulfilled, and that's a good relationship, right? So what's crossing you in this? What's kind of holding you back from this? What's the block at the moment? The Knight of Cups. Okay, there's someone playing with someone's heart there. So you've got someone else holding you back from this. Someone who's only a knight. They're not an emperor. They're not even a king. They're just a knight. They've got romantic intentions for you, but they're just a knight. They're not of your level. If you're at this level here of figuring it out, you're almost at, Empress kind of an energy with this kind of an energy, or at least a Queen energy. The knight isn't it. So you're kind of stuck on someone that's kind of playing with your heart. They've still got a hold of your heart there, and they're playing with it. Maybe coming in and out, maybe, messaging you every now and then, just giving you a little bit breadcrumbs, and they're holding you back. Or you're giving them the time of day, you're giving them that energy, you're giving them your heart to play with in the first place, is holding you back from that. So you still kind of got an ex or a current or someone that you're focused on there in your energy, and that's holding you back from getting what it is that you truly want. It's not that person. It's not going to come through that person. How do things look on the face of it for flowers? The Fool. The energy of diving right in there, of not really questioning whether this is truly what you want, but just diving in, Fools rush in. And the Fool energy is that taking a chance, The Magician energy, the Magician has learned a little bit. The Magician knows, I've got this and I've got that and I've got this energy, and I can manifest what it is that I truly want with that energy. Whereas the Fool doesn't. The Fool just goes on a new journey and goes, it's like a teenage energy, like, I don't know myself, I don't know much about the world, but I'm just going to have this experience, I'm going to dive on in there. So on the face of it, it looks like you've dove into something, like a fool, rushing into something, or just not really knowing yourself or knowing much about relationships or life, but diving into it. It's taking a chance on someone. It's that kind of thing. What's really behind that Fool energy? That's how it appears on the surface. Knight of Wands, passion. Two knights now. You've got two knights on the table here. So the Knight of Wands is someone that rushes in with a passionate kind of energy, their wand in their hand. And you rushed into that. So you rushed into something based on a feeling. Could be with this Knight of Cups. This could be the same person that we're talking about here. And it's not. So what is this? The reading is about you putting the work in to get your wishes fulfilled. And then you've got all of this energy, which is very teenagerish kind of thing around, which doesn't match this energy at all. Here's you entering into queendom kind of thing, knowing what you want and putting the work in the right places, and then you've got teenage energy around you and still being open to that. It's not a match. You're being open to energy that is not a match to you. Recent past energy is the Magician. So you've been manifesting something in the recent past. Okay. I get this energy. You know what this energy is, flowers? This is someone, you are further along than you think. You know more than you think. You have learned more than you think. You're still believing that you're a match to other people's energy. Those are just chances, like Knights of Wands and Knights of cups and people that don't know themselves yet, people that are fools. You think that, oh, being open-hearted and young like that is the way to be. And it's like, no, it's not. The way to be is learned about yourself and really know yourself and know what your wishes are. And then get into a relationship based on that learning. We're here to progress and to learn, not to get back to an innocent state of not learning. We're not here to do that. We're here to learn and to know ourselves more and to create like the magician yet. So you've got yourself in the recent past to this magician stage of like, okay, I'm going to manifest this. But again, you've got all of this energy, this night energy and this fool energy around you, which is, it's not that same energy at all. This is like the energy of somebody who's done a lot of work on themselves, and yet they look and someone comes up to them, like asking them out on a date, and them thinking, oh, yeah, they're open-hearted and untraumatized, and I should be able to have a relationship with them. It's like a teacher going out with a student and not realizing that they're a student. Why would you want to go out with a student if you're a teacher? If you've learned all of those things, don't you want to be with someone that's learned all of those things? What's your energy coming in the near future? 10 of Wands. Oh no. This is so similar to Crystal's reading. 10 of Wands. Burdens, burdens, burdens. So, the teacher ends up with a student energy. The Queen ends up with a Knight. What happens? The Queen has to take on all the burdens of that because they're not up to it. They've not learned anything in relationships. So you're going to have to take all the burdens of that. You're going to have to be the one putting in all the work to the relationship, and you're still not going to get your wishes fulfilled because they haven't got it in them to put that work in. They've not learned yet. You think you can teach them and then like create? Oh, you think you can teach them and create? You think you can take a Knight on and then create and help them to be the king and the emperor? You can't do that. You'll be burdened from the start and you'll be burdened at the end until you let that relationship go. You can't take on the burdens. You're only here to help yourself and to heal yourself and to create what it is that you want in your life. You're not here to do it for anyone else, and indeed you can't do it for anyone else. Now, if you have the urge to be a healer, to help people, then do that in your work. And you can help people that are seeking it already, but they need to have sought it already. Don't do it in romantic relationships. Don't even do it in friendships, and don't do it with your family. Don't do it in any personal relationships at all. Keep it to your work if you've got the desire to do it. And when you do that, and you can divide between your work and your private life, that's when your private life can get good. That's when you can let good people in your private life, kind of thing. I know, because I've lived that. I used to let this kind of an energy in as well. But you can't do it. And you don't need to do it. So there's a part of you that's too willing to put so much work into relationships, and so much so that you've got it coming in your near future. And so another invitation of, do you want to put all of this work in? You want to be the only one that's making an effort again? Because this reading is all about the effort that you put in, the Eight of Pentacles, it coming good for you, for your wish fulfillment. You receiving it. This is also the energy in this reading of you trying again and again and again the same things, going, how come it isn't working this time? I'm sure I'm doing it right. I'm holding this energy, I've got this vision, I'm willing to put the work in, I'm putting the work in, but then I'm ending up with all the burden again. Just choosing the wrong people to do it with, that's all. It's just not realizing that they're not your level. Knight of Cups, they're not your level. And so you're being too generous when you look at these knights and these people at the lower level, and you're not realizing that they're not at your level. That's all it is. It's simple. What is this reading also about? This card, it's not those cards. The Six of Cups. But they're my soulmate, Claire. No, they're not. Wait, I'm getting something now. They're not. Now, is this someone that's been in your life for a long time? Because the Six of Cups is like childhood sweethearts. Not necessarily, it could be that for some of you, but it's not necessarily so. For some of you, it is that there is a fragment of yourself. Let me try and translate this properly. There's a fragment of yourself that you lost when you were a child or a teenager, when you were getting into this whole love game. It could be with your first love, and it's like you were broken. At that first heartbreak point, you were broken into fragments, and you haven't picked those fragments back up yet. One of the fragments is still in that teenage energy, and you keep on maybe not going for teenagers themselves, but going for that teenage energy, which is in a lot of people. There's 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds that have got that teenage energy. So people that haven't learned and grown, the lost part of yourself needs to be retrieved. In other words, you need to heal from that first love situation that broke your heart, the first heartbreak situation, to stop yourself from getting involved with these. That's why when you meet one of these young energy kind of people, it feels like they're your soulmate, because there's a young part of yourself, a part inside of you, still needs loving, and is still at that level. The whole of you isn't at that level, but there's a part of you that's still at that level. So the part of you that is that unhealed, maybe teenager, first heartbreak, falls in love, tries to get the love from these. It's trying to reclaim that first love back is what it is. You can't reclaim that first love back. So if you keep on getting attracted to younger people or people that are in younger energy, this is what it's about. You need to go back to that original heartbreak, which no one wants to do, right? And need to address that. Now, so who you are right now, looking back at that original heartbreak, how would you do things differently now? If you were to get into that same relationship, do it over. When you met them, do it over in your head now and be the person that you are right now going into that relationship. How would you have done that differently? Were there signs? Were there red flags? Would you do things differently? For sure. I mean, oh my God, my first relationship, I would have done things differently, for sure. But there's a looking back, a reminiscing, a romanticizing it. You're looking back thinking, oh, I did it right back then, and you didn't. You're better at relationships now than you were back then. Don't fantasize your past self or anyone's past self or any young naive energy as being more right than you are. No, it's not true. Okay, what are your fears? Well, there's a big fear right there. 9 of Swords. It's anxiety, it's sleepless nights, it's a very adult kind of an energy, this one. It's almost fearing the reality of two adults coming together and what you would have to deal with there. Adults being... So you might be thinking that the adults are wrong and youthful people are right, because adults have baggage, and baggage is bad, you know, and it causes problems, and I don't want to deal with someone else's baggage. I'd rather have someone that's in that young naive energy. But you wouldn't. You'd rather have someone that knows themselves and has healed themselves and can deal with real life, and with you being your full self. You want someone that can love you right and you not be perfect and you be a human being, right? And you want to be that person that can love someone as they are too and let them be a human being and not be perfect. That's what we want, really. We want to be rounded. We want to be an adult kind of a person that can love properly. Yeah. So this is interesting energy, because I don't think I've picked up on this before. It's like not fantasizing, but an idealizing youthful innocence as being true love. When it's one aspect of love, but it's not a healthy, mature relationship kind of a love. Anyway, you're fearing fear itself, anxiety itself. So there's something that makes you anxious about adult relationships or mature kind of relationships, of dealing with people's baggage. What are your hopes? Seriously? Got a lot of hopes, huh? The Star. Yay, wishes. That's the perfect card to get out in your hopes. Death. You want things to change. Yes. You want a rebirth. You want something new. Devil. There's an aspect of excitement, of darkness. Isn't that interesting? Because in your energy, I'm picking up on this. I just want it to be perfect and innocent and pure and young again. But then in your wishes, you got this devil. You don't really want that. You want it to be real. You want it to be, you want to have the darkness. You want it to be full, like complete. And a wish to, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a healthy thing to want. Who would want to have a relationship with someone that was perfect? Nah. Anyway, King of Cups, you're wishing to know who to let in and who not to let in, who is actually loving. So there's a lot of confusion here around how to choose someone that can truly love you, or what that even is. You're getting closer to it because this reading is about you putting the work in to get your wishes fulfilled in relationships. So you're working on this, I see that. But there's an element of confusion here about who to let in and who not to let in. Well, let's get your outcome cards out, and I'll reveal these outcome cards in the deeper dive for you. Woo. You've got 3. Let's have a look at what they are. Very interesting. Okay, so there's the outcome cards. If you're interested in knowing what they are, along with the romance cards that I've got here as well, for much more information, I also want to go into this 10 of Wands as well to try and help you prevent getting into this burdensome relationship that's coming next. We'll help you out with that. And yeah, if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below as well. That's just 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Get your email address right, otherwise you're not going to receive it. So type that in very carefully. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Now, once you find that email, you will see that there's a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. You click on that flower on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you will see a picture of a video. Now, when you click on the picture of a video, if it doesn't take you to a video right away, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Love hearing from you, even if it's just to say hello. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there as well to hear more from me. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, I'll see you in there very shortly. If you chose the shell and the Muse Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's do your full Celtic cross, your love spread. Find out what's going on in your love lives. Now, as usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That is an extended reading that goes with this. So if you find that this is your story or could be your story, you might want to get that. In that deeper dive, I'm going to reveal the outcome cards from this Celtic cross spread. I'm also going to be getting cards out from all of these romance decks here that I've got on my shelves to get you much more information. I'll be going into anything that needs clarifying in this a little bit further. What else? Possible timelines as well, if that is appropriate for this reading too. We'll just see what comes out. So if you're interested in that, toward the end of this reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can find a link for that deeper dive in the description box and in the comments below as well. What is this reading all about? It is about you feeling left out. 5 of Materials. Could be about you being single for a long time. 5 of Materials is like that long, slow walk in the snow by yourself. Feeling left out. Left all alone. Oh no. This is about you being single. It's about you being left out of the good stuff. Maybe you're thinking that everyone else is, happily married, all in relationships. Why is it not happening for you? It's that kind of an energy. What's holding you back here? Ace of Emotions. Wow. So Ace of Emotions is that being in love, feeling on top of the world, like all your wishes come true. It could be a kind of a Disney kind of a feeling, this, you know. One day my prince will come and I'll feel like this, like, woof. That's holding you back. It could be a fantasy of an idealized, I'll meet someone and then I'll feel just like spectacular. Very unusual for a card to come out in that position. Something that's holding you back is the Ace of Emotion, because it's a very positive card. How do things look on the face of it for shells? How does it appear on the surface? The Muse of Voices, like you've got full clarity on this. So, it looks on the surface of things that you've got full clarity on this, that you know how it is, and you're adamant that you know. This is the energy of someone who, say, has had a reading that is a negative reading, but they really believe in that. You know? When I was a kid, my dad went and worked in South Africa for a while, and he came back and he said he went to see this witch doctor, and his friend told him that not to go and see this witch doctor, because this witch doctor had told someone else that they were going to die in 3 months, and they ended up dying within 3 months. But everyone knew that they were just worrying themselves about this prediction, worrying themselves to death kind of thing. But he went anyway. My dad went anyway. I don't know what we told my dad, but he's still alive. Anyway, it's that kind of an energy, is that you've been told something, or you're just certain about it. You're certain that something is the truth. That's on the face of it, but what's really behind that? What, that you're going to be single for a long time, or you're not going to meet someone till a certain age, or something like that? Is that what you've been told? What's really behind that, not that one I'm told, is Hanged Muse and the Fool. Changing your mind about a new journey, stepping onto a new path, a fool's journey. Hang on, let me let the cat out. Stepping out onto a new path. Wow, this is a complicated read. So yeah. Okay, so changing your mind about that. So you've been told something, maybe through a reader, maybe through a reading, that you're so clear on it, you're almost manifesting it. Not almost manifesting it, you are manifesting it. But what really behind that is that you can change direction here. You can set off on a new journey. You can change your mind about it. I still don't get why the Ace of Emotions is there, is what's crossing you, but I guess could become more clear. So I am talking to some of you shells here that have a very firm belief in something negative about your love life. You've either been told by someone else, or you're believing in, you've deduced it and you're believing in it somehow. And it's leaving you single. I never believed that. I was told by a psychic many, many years ago when I was about 30, I'm 51 now, that I wouldn't meet my person until I was in midlife. Probably about now, and that they would be. It told me a lot of other things as well too, but I was adamant. I was like, no, I'm going to manifest different than that. I'm like, no, I don't believe him. I'm gonna, and it's kind of turned out to be true, but I didn't believe in it. Right? I was trying to manifest something different. This isn't the exact same energy of that, but you could have been told something negative in a similar kind of way, but fully believing in that, and you need to change your mind about that and set off on a new journey. What's in the recent past? You might be half believing in it, and you might not want to believe in it, but be kind of believing in it. Maybe that's what I was doing too. Recent past energy for shells. Recent past energy for shells. I'm almost afraid to turn these over. That's weird. Page of Voices, someone watching you. The Star and the Queen of Voices. Someone's noticed you in the recent past, that the person that you're wishing for, or they are your wish fulfillment, but they're cutting them out, or they're seeing you as frosty. They're watching you and they're like, Shell is my wish fulfillment. I think we're right for each other, but she's closed down. Right, so with all of this belief that you've got here, you're actually closed down. Someone that is right for you is right there, but they're seeing you as this frosty, closed down kind of an energy. So your beliefs have you closed up. They cannot proceed toward you. You might not realize that you're coming across like that because of these beliefs. This is how stuff manifests, right? It's not anything magical. It's actually a belief has us sabotaging, right? It's not that, oh, you have this belief and then the universe magically holds that thing away from you. It's that you push that thing away from you with your unconscious sabotages, your unconscious behavior because of that belief. It's like you can have a belief about abundance and you can change that belief about abundance, but the change in belief about abundance gets you to do something different in your business, or gets you to actually do something in the real world that brings in that abundance or pushes that abundance away, right? The change in belief starts it, and then the change in behavior comes about from that. So you need to know here that this isn't just about the belief manifesting. The belief is actually causing you to take different action and have either be closed energy or just, frosty, closing down. It can be a slight pull back from each other when they meet you, that kind of thing, or a glancing at someone and then ignoring them instead of maintaining eye contact. It could be such tiny little things like that, but that's what it is. It's a change in behavior because of the belief. Near future, what's coming in for you, Shells? Ooh, the Emperor. Wow, Divine Masculine. The Emperor is coming in. Someone who takes charge of things. The plot thickens. Is it the same person as this Page of Voices? The Star would suggest that they're kind of hopeful that it will be. You do need to change your mind first so you don't push this one away. Now, will the Emperor persist even through your Queen of Voices thing? Are they going to persist to kind of help you open up? Perhaps, because the Emperor does take charge of things. So this reading is about the Five of Materials. You feeling left out, left alone, all alone. What else is it about? Seven of Inspiration. It's about you defending who you are and what it is that you want, so that you'll come out and you'll admit it. What is this? It's got something to do with the Ace of Emotions here. Have you got feelings, strong feelings for someone here? And you're like, it's them or nobody. But you won't admit that. It could be something like that. Because I still haven't really got a handle on why the Ace of Emotions is there. A strong feeling that you've got. It's holding you. It could just be a strong feeling about a belief that you've been given that's holding you back. But this was quite specific. What I got from this is that you protecting yourself in order to reveal your wishes and what it is that you want, or your feelings about somebody, your passion for somebody. You need to get yourself in a comfortable place before you reveal that. A place comfortable enough, anyway. Wow, this is a complicated reading. So you're so sure on things, but you do need to change your mind about that and try something new. You've got this energy around you, this Emperor, of someone being interested in you, but you being closed down to them. You've got this energy of really strong feeling towards somebody or an idea of someone. It could just be like this type of person, this is what I want. But it's not safe for you to reveal that yet, or it doesn't feel safe for you to reveal that yet. So you kind of resign yourself to being alone then. What are your fears? Charles, what are your fears? Ace of Inspiration. A passionate new start. It being about the passion. So it being about the lust. And so you're fearing that. Is it just lost? Is this relationship just lost? Those feelings that you have for somebody, is it just that? Six of Inspiration. The victory. Two of Voices. Not you fear not being able to make a choice, not seeing it clearly. Whenever we get positive cards like this out in the fears, it means that you're holding yourself, you don't feel like you should be able to have something. Now, why is that? It could be that who you don't want to reveal, that you've got these strong feelings for, maybe they are not allowed. They're not allowed for you. You have a strong belief that you're not allowed to be with them. That's what this could be. You're not allowed to be with them. Why? The Emperor, they're taking control. Right, this could be the kind of thing that's going on for you. You're scared of choosing, right? Because you can have this victory with this person and it's all very passionate and you want to be with them and you've got very strong feelings for them. Now you're in love with them. But you haven't revealed it to them. You haven't revealed it. Why? Because there's a strong belief that you've got that you're not allowed to be with them. What? There's an age gap. There's a cultural difference. They're married. They are your boss or something like that. There is some kind of a strong belief that you're like, I can't be with this person. And I'm scared to even make that choice and have this victory. You've got a very positive relationship here, but you're not allowing yourself to get into it. Why? Because they need to. They need to boss up. They need the masculine needs to become the divine masculine first. They need to change something in their life. They need to do it. They need to step up and doing it. I'm not doing it. But you do need to do something, because what's behind that clarity that you think you've got is that you need to change your mind about that. You need to change your mind. You need to let it be okay. You need to let something be okay. And that's not to say that it won't change. So say you've got a hard and fast rule for yourself. It's like, no, this person that I'm in love with is married and I am not going there, which is quite a sensible rule, isn't it? But what if you were like, well, no, damn it, this is my soulmate and we're perfect for each other and we can have this. I am allowed to be with them. They just need to step out of that marriage. They need to come out of that marriage first. And once you ease up about that, perhaps they will. There's a lot going on in this reading. There's a lot of angst energy here. Feeling it, Charles. Wow. Let me know what's going on if you can in the comments below. What are your hopes? Charles' hopes. Four of Inspiration, marriage, commitment, settling down. Any more hopes for Charles? Knight of Voices, for them to come. So you want action on their part. You want them to come. You want the Emperor to step up, don't you? You want them to do it. Yeah. There's something for you to do, though. You do need to change your mind about something. You need to ease up on those rules and restrictions that you've got for yourself. You need to protect yourself enough to reveal your feelings to someone as well. Because the Ace of Emotions is a lot of feeling. It's a lot of love there. And that needs to be spoken out. That needs to be expressed to them. For it to come out as something that's hindering you means that it hasn't come out yet. You haven't told them how you feel. You've got a rule for yourself, haven't you? A strong belief that you can't do that. But you can do it. You can reveal, but you need to protect yourself before you do that. In some kind of a way, you need to protect yourself before you do that. Wow, what's your outcome? What's the outcome of all of this? What's going to happen? I think I got there in the end, didn't I? Let me know if I got there in the end. It's both of you kind of closed down, and it's hard to read people that are closed down like this, people that are adamant going, this cannot happen. Oh no. That's your first outcome card, and I don't like it. I don't like it for you. That's the second outcome and the third. Okay. Well, I don't like that one, but that's good. And that's better. Okay, so there's a progression there. As usual, a progression. So if you're interested in finding out what this outcome cards, if this sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, you want to know what these cards are, you want me to get all of these other cards and get clarity for you of what is, just get more clarity for you. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. Our deeper dive is 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. It's an instant watch kind of a thing. Type your email address in very carefully, because if you get it wrong, then you're not going to receive it, right? The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder if you're on Gmail. Check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, to the flower, and to the shell. I've just noticed there's like a little worm marking on it. Oh, how cool. Anyway, the shell, which is beautiful. New shell that I've got here. Click on that in the email, on the shell, and on a device where you can open PDFs. In that PDF, amongst other things, you will see a picture of a video. Now, when you click on the picture of a video, if it doesn't take you directly to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Let me know what's going on. Did I get it? Did I decipher these energies right? Let me know what it is for you. You might all be in slightly different kind of an energies, but I think maybe I hit on all the stories that could be going on with these kind of an energies. Let me know anyway. And yeah, click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. Good luck with all of this if this is where you're leaving me. If you're coming with me to the deeper dive, then I'll see you in there very shortly.